So you came to the States in '73 and stayed for how long? And then after that, you ended up in Central America, right?
Well, basically, I kind of came through some of it, but not much. I really went kind of down to Brazil, Recife, and whatever, and didn't really spend much time in too many other countries.
Okay.
I was basically going there for Brazil, where our guys were, and I didn't know Portuguese, but I went down. And when
Did your Portuguese improve after the year?
Yeah, a little bit, but not.
Pouquinho.
Pouquinho. Muy pouquinho.
Muito pouquinho.
Even like Jim Kernan, I'm Jim. Anyway, I had a native tell me he doesn't really speak Portuguese, huh? Although he had been there 10, 15, 20, maybe 30 years, I don't know, huh? But it's very difficult. I know even here in the States, we had foreign-born priests, and my dad, for the last 10 years of his life, tried to stopped listening, because he couldn't understand. And I knew, well, if I tried to speak Portuguese and talk to them, I could do it like one-to-one, and they could get what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
But to hear for a whole bunch of 100 or 200 or more people,
tough to hold a long topic conversation.
Well, I didn't, the accent and the this and the that and the J2, the way to say it in the Brazilian way was not my way. If I'd have been there 50 years, I maybe could have picked it up. Or
and a lot of slang, too. I mean, well, English has a lot of slang as well, but the Brazilians are known for their slang. Yeah, indeed.
Anyway,
any other memorable moments that come to mind?
Like I say, one mass at the beach must have been for young people, and those were the two major things that I can recall. It's been 73. That's darn near
almost 40 years ago.
40 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've been trying. I have to be honest. Been trying to forget Portuguese and Spanish only. I don't run across very many Portuguese people here. So I'll sometimes mix Portuguese in with Spanish, and they wonder what's he saying. Huh?
Right.
Because
so your Spanish is pretty decent then?
Well, it's fair. I never did have any classes except self-taught. I had books that I studied, and particularly when I've been in jail for peace witness, I would study. My brother, Father Paul, sent me some books. There's Berlitz, I guess, self-taught, Spanish, and whatever. And because in the prisons there were quite a few Spanish people, and I knew it was but the difficulty was I'd slip into Portuguese when I didn't really want to.
Right.
And they would wonder,
it's easy to do.
Even like Pelé, who was from Brazil, a great soccer player.
Right.
Well, he said I was watching one time on TV. He said, "I speak Portuguese badly. I speak Spanish badly. I'm from Portuguese, huh?"
Right.
And but the people could understand him because he was.
Well, he was well traveled.
Well traveled, and he knew Portuguese well. Huh?
Right.
So he could make it, and the people would understand what he was trying to say in Portuguese. He tried to, I'm sure, speak Spanish too, but the native language was Portuguese. No, it was one of the places in the world where I, felt very welcomed and warm, and I would say, I could spend the rest.
How do you like the climate there?
Oh, I loved it. I spent a lot of years in International Falls, Minnesota, which is just on the border between Canada, or on the border of Canada. I spent 10 years up there. When I was young, I wouldn't enjoy it at all. I would rather have warmth than freezing. International Falls was known as the icebox of the nation, huh?
Yeah.
And I saw that. You always just go out to the beach. Of course, we were by the beach. We could go to the ocean, huh? And and whatever, and enjoy the beaches, beautiful beaches.
Always a breeze by the beach, isn't there?
There's always a breeze. At night, the breeze would be blowing and whatever. So, no, I didn't find it. It's hotter in, I think, St. Louis, Missouri. It's the hottest place in the world. They got all that moisture in the air and no breeze.
Right. Well, great, Carl. That wraps it up very nicely. Maybe we'll continue next year. Hopefully, you'll be here. Thank you so much. Thanks, Carl. Great to see you again.
Likewise.
Thank you so much.
Great. And thanks for the jacket.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Do you have an email?